Potent Pondering back with another video. Yo, please come in, thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, hit all notifications so you have my videos in your possession each and every time I go live or I do uploads. Shout out to all of my new subscribers, my returning subscribers. I know I ain't been making videos in a few days, but I wanted to come bless y'all with a video and just, do some commentary on some things that's been on my mind. So listen, first thing first, one thing I do want to address is the Carisha Please episode with Young Miami and Saucy Santana. First and foremost, when I first seen that this was being announced earlier, I personally felt like, why was Young Miami, why did she get Saucy Santana to interview her? It's almost like I felt like he was groomed to ask her certain questions. It was all like in her favor. So I didn't really appreciate that. I do think that Young Miami did exude some sincere, excuse me, sentiments as it came to the way that she felt that, the public's perception of her being Diddy's cheerleader. And even though I still do think that she went on there and she was, looking for some sort of sympathy run too, you know what you was involved in. Didn't she tell that lady that, she'll make Diddy go down on her, all of that too? So it's like, Young Miamos, listen, you played your part too, baby. You played it. You definitely played your part. Young Miami also spoke about the situation with the City Girls breaking up. She's like the group wasn't making no money. Facts. Album flopped. You know what I'm saying? So she said she's a mom. She was like, her mental health and all of that. She was saying like, she came this far. She needs to keep going. Now I will say this, and I know that there's some JT cheerleaders on this channel. Boy, I can't say nothing about JT in my videos, and all of a sudden, all the y'all who ain't even like her before, now all of a sudden y'all got the JT cape on. Y'all getting y'all fake on. You getting your fake on, baby, and guess what? I'm only gonna keep it real. I personally don't care about Young Miami or JT on a level like that. It's more so being like just the basic care for a human being. Both of them are beautiful, right? And I wish success for anybody, but let's keep it real. I've said this on this channel before, so don't think that it's anything coming left field or whatever, right? I personally felt like Young Miami had a lot going on. She was with Diddy, even though she was with JT was with Uzi. She ain't have it. She wasn't Shorty Pop a lot like that. Young Miami had the Carisha Please. She was popping. She had her things going on, and I do feel like the way that Young Miami talked about the situation with the JT getting to it with Cardi B. She was like, JT was on the Super Freaky Girl remix. She was like, I got left off Bad and Bougie. You know what I'm saying? She said JT didn't even tell her that she was on the remix. That's crazy to me. That's also a testament to their friendship. So I felt like, and listen, put it in the comments if you think that I'm wrong. I don't feel like Young Miami was wrong for staying. Let JT fight her own battle. She dissed Cardi B on her album, on her project too. The opening song, she dissed Cardi too, right? So let her fight her own battles, right? Let her fight her own battles. So that's how I personally feel when it comes to that. Unfortunately, in all of our lives, this is not just exclusive to the city girls. All relationships deteriorate. A lot of them do deteriorate, unfortunately, So I didn't take that as like, any type of diss to Nicki or anything like that. She still was giving Nicki her tens. Like, the queen ain't called me. Shit, I was left off Bad and Bougie. I felt like this was a argument between JT and Cardi. Now that I look at it in hindsight, I know that people like to throw because Megan Thee Stallion is an Aquarius and they look like Young Miami is an Aquarius. It's just like, oh, they all fake. I don't personally feel like that. I personally feel as though that and I'm not I'm not team Young Miami and I'm not team JT, but at the end of the day, y'all arguing over Super Freaky Girl, baby. Figure it out. Figure it out. You ain't even have the decency. You ain't even have the couth as just like, she referring to JT as like her sister and all of that, right? I personally feel like JT was feeling herself when she had that relationship with Nicki. I personally feel that way. I don't care how you feel. You can leave it in the comments and let me know, but I felt like JT was feeling herself when she was moving with Nicki and doing XYZ, ZYA, and now all of a sudden her project dropped and she run astray. Listen, that's how I feel about that. Leave your comments below and let's move on. Next thing I want to talk about, Cardi B. There's a few things in regards to Cardi B I want to talk about. So Cardi B, she had like some sort of freak accident that she talked about, and she went live talking about that. She was on whatever that drug is, and that she was in so much pain, and that she don't care about being pregnant, and that she was morphine, right? That she was, gonna need more and this and that, right? Now, Cardi B, this girl just don't know how to go away. You filed for divorce the second time the other day, right? Now I told y'all, what did I tell y'all was gonna happen? That's died down now. What's next? What's next, baby? What's next? You understand what I'm saying? They gotta figure it out because now that I told y'all, see a lot of people, she got a lot of hype that day because she posted a pregnancy photo. She did the Mark Jacobs situation, and then she did, the divorce from Offset that was filed on the Wednesday that came public on that Thursday. Baby, people don't really care about Offset like that. They really don't. And like I just want y'all to know that they don't really care about Offset like that. Off Tiggity is off topic, not popping. You know what I'm saying? He's off topic, and Cardi B is out here now. She's talking about, this new accident that she had. What type of accident was it? What happened? What happened? And then Cardi B was up on Spaces today. She feels some sort of way when us commentators say what we say, post what we post, but then she don't say nothing when Kim Barbie drags people. He just recently dragged Ice Spice. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like she has an issue when content creators talk about her. You know how many people talk about Nicki on a regular basis? You tried to make it seem like you was on her level, copping everything from the bezel, all of that. All of that, all of the Richard Millie, Nicki got a Richard Millie, she got a Richard Millie, Nicki got a Richard Millie, Culture got a Richard Millie. It's like you want to be on her. You think by buying material things that you could be on the same level as Nicki, and you feel like you could stop us content creators. You can't stop it. You can't stop it at all. And what you have to realize is for the true ones to the core. Let me just put it like this: for the true Negroes to the core, when you talk more to us, we gonna go harder. Leave people alone, Cardi. I don't think you realize when you talk to us, we gonna go harder. You gotta understand that. And like I feel like especially as black people, we so used to adversity and just facing different circumstances that you just gonna push us to go harder. And then I heard Cardi in the spaces also talking about people talking about her drugging and robbing men. And she was like, I do it again in these N words. It's like, are you really like listen, I don't know. Now I'm starting to think when Cardi say use the N word, I really don't know which type of place she's coming from with it. I really don't know. She's already, made it clear that she's not a black woman. So it's like, I do it to these niggas again. They touching here, touching there. Listen, you know what? I don't like the manipulation when it comes to Cardi B. You want to know why? Because she want to talk about when she was a stripper, playing the pole position. She was talking about how them dudes would be trying to put them fingers in her creases. You know what I'm saying? In them stinky parts. Talking about they try to put her fingers there. Baby, you want to know how I caught you in a lie? Because you said that you had to go to the hotels just to see if the hoe could tell. You had to go to the hotels to get that money, and you said you derugged them. Now, if a dude was putting his fingers in you and all of that, and that was violation in the club, I understand your frustration. But you were literally going back to the telly, satin on her belly, and lock you in. You let them lock you in, baby. So listen, don't be mad and don't stop using the N word because I just don't feel comfortable with her saying it, especially with the way that her and her sister is, and I feel um the anti just anti-blackness and the low-key racism towards black women. I personally feel that coming from Cardi. So listen, I want to move on. Let's move on from Cardi B because I could bring up little points about her all day. Let's move on. So listen, next thing I want to talk about is Nicki Minaj. So Nicki Minaj, earlier this week, was it over the weekend or was it like I think it was earlier this week or over the weekend. Well, anyway, Nicki had finally in a cryptic way started to talk about her sister Ming, right? So Nicki was saying how like, in a cryptic way because let me just state this first. So Ming Louie, or whatever her name is, young girl, she's been doing interviews and of course like she looks like I feel like she resembles Nicki in a way, right? Now when Nicki Minaj, a huge pop superstar the way that she is, there's no way to do an interview and she's not going to come up. That's number one, right? And I have a difference of opinion as it relates to this situation, and I'm going to explain to you, and I hope you understand. And, like, I always try to think of things objectively. I don't always try to be the Simon in a situation and just not go along to get along, but I think about like what life experience is and what it means to me. So, Ming is doing interviews, and then we all remember in her interview, she said something about, Jason Lee referring to her as Nicki Minaj's little sister, and she was like, "No, like don't do that. Like give her respect on her own." And then some other little things she has done in interviews that was like this one thing I seen she did where somebody was like they wanted to bang Nicki, and she was like, "Give me 2 million" or whatever. I did think that was a little off putting, but What I want to address is what Nikki talked about, right? I think that was clownery when she did that, right? But one thing I want to address is just the fact that Nikki came up in her interviews at all. She was like, "You're not in my field of work or whatever. You've never been successful doing XYZ." Some people felt some ways about it. They felt like Nikki was wrong for doing it. And Nikki made a statement and saying that, talent is not, they think they can catch it through the genes. Let me just tell you this. I want to be open and honest with you and always have earnest conversations, right? Just because I like Nikki or whatever the case may be, it doesn't mean that I agree with every little single thing she says because I'm an adult. I'm the same age as her and I have my own opinion. Let me explain this to you, right? And I'm going to be very blunt with it. When I was younger in high school, I always freestyled and rapped with my friends in school, have memories of it. We still talk to each other and talk about that, right? But I graduated in high school in 2001. About 2003, 2004, my brother started to record in the studio, right? I'm be honest with you, it made me want to rap because when you're younger like that and you see your brothers doing something, it becomes, you're impressionable still because it's just like, wow, they're going to the studio, they're recording, I want to be a part of that, and it's like, just to be fully transparent, I remember when my brother started going to the studio, my one brother wrote me this rhyme, right? Now, and I'm gonna be truthful, he wrote me this rhyme because I kept banging him like, yo, y'all going to the studio, write me something, write me something, write me something, right? Whatever, right? So he wrote me some. What did he write for me? He wrote me something. I can't even remember it, right? What did he say? This to jump, pump us up. The slums is rough. We spit niggas sums of bucks, and I never gave two nasty motherfucks. How about niggas? Yo, it was crazy. It was some crazy shit, right? But I never ended up spitting it because my brother found out, and I felt like one of my other brothers was hating on me because he didn't want me to be a part of the whole studio show. He was like, "You can't do that." He was like, "You got to write your own." And I'm telling you, so he put the battery in my back though. That's how a lot of my stuff was that's how a lot of my stuff was born because I wanted to I wanted to rap because I seen my brothers doing it and my one brother was so good that I felt like I wanted to lyrically impress him. So I don't know what Ming's association, she does music. I'm pretty sure, just imagine this, right? You and I can't imagine because Nikki is not our sister. She's not our bloodline or our cousin. Imagine how many people who are not even related to her, female rappers in this game, who are inspired by her, and you can clearly see it. So imagine Ming having Nicki Minaj as her sister, watching her, doing her mannerisms, knowing everything, looking like her a little bit. You don't think that she's gonna want to be like that? So what I say is that no, talent, you can't catch it through the genes, but you can be inspired by a person and you can want to be on that level. Now I'm gonna tell you this, right? For a lot of you, the people on this channel who've heard my music, I'm gonna be blunt with you, but I'm also gonna be very fair and selfless. One of my cousins came to me and they said, out of all of us, you're the best, right? Even above my brother and all of that. My brother is the one who inspired me. He's crazy lyrical. I will never say that I'm better than him, right? Because I look to him and it's like, sitting at the table, like that's how I got it off starting. Like, imagine I'm sitting at a table now. My brother is across from me. We've been listening to the same beat. He's writing something. He's getting so excited because of how he flowed or whatever wordplay he said. And all I kept thinking about after is that I had to impress him. Like I had to match that or I had to bring it. So yeah, you can be inspired by your family. You can. I don't think talent is anything by the genes or anything like that. So I disagree with that part when it comes to Nikki. But when it comes to Ming, do interviews and talk about you, yes. But if I feel like Nikki, with that being her little sister, she should understand the magnitude of her celebrity. Celebrity, come on, they ask girls who's not your sister about you. They ask everybody who's not, like, about Nikki. Nikki, 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 Nikki. And she says that, or you know what I'm saying? So listen, I was inspired by my brother. My brother is a local, as far as music, not gonna call him a nobody, like as far as life, but as far as music, he's a local nobody, just like me. The only reason why the people who know my music on this channel is just because I do videos and my music, and people give it up to me and they love my lyricism, or through my videos, and you just like, yo, you need to do a mixtape, whatever the case may be. I have music out there on Spotify, Apple Music, everything. Search my name, LaRon. You'll find it. LE space RON. You'll find it. But what I'm trying to say is I'm a nobody. But even though my brother was not, big and major in the music, he still inspired me. He made me. So can you imagine if Nikki was my sister? Like I would probably like, yo, if she did it and she took it from nothing and brought it to something and her bars is crazy. I know my bars is crazy. Listen, so I would be inspired too. So I don't know what Ming feels when it comes to Nicki. I really don't. And unfortunately, I just felt a different way about that. Not any I didn't feel a way like, like, oh, Nicki is a bitch and she's wrong or whatever the case may be. But I just understood how damn. I understood how that could have probably bothered Ming by saying, like, talent can't be, caught by that doesn't run in the genes or whatever. And then she was like, clowns don't run in our family or whatever the case may be, whatever, yeah, we can agree to disagree in regards to the whole talent and being inspired because I'm definitely inspired by my brothers. And yeah, and it's just unfortunate now because it's just like, with sibling, when you grow up, you're so, you have a different relationship. And now it's just like, I've grown apart from, not grown apart really because we still family, but I don't speak to my brothers as my brother as much as I would like to. It's just some tension or whatever that's really petty, some petty tension. But yeah, I even had to rearrange one of my lyrics recently, like to flip it because it was something about brother, and I just had to change it. And it was like, damn, like yeah, I can't, as an adult, when you're younger, you want that union with family, and I still yearn and I still want that, but I felt like I had it when it was most important. And now when things change and relationships change, I'm able to still navigate on my own and be able to still, make my mark in my music the way that I want to. So I'm not gonna be like, y'all gets too focused on the algorithm. My brother make it to the top and I'll go with him. It sounds good like that, but yeah, gets too focused on the algorithm. My people make it to the top and I'll go with them. So I'm switching it because it's just like, yeah, I'm not going to be talking about my brother make it to the top and I wanted him to be on the track and he basically didn't want to do the song with me. So that will be coming soon too. I'm in New York right now, so I wanted to record that while I'm here, but I might record that this weekend. I might, depends if I could get some studio time because that's extra New York track. I'm in New York, but I record all of my music in Houston. But yo, all in all, shout out to Nicki Minaj. If Ming Lua, whatever, if she want to be in this industry, let her climb and let her do her thing. I would hope that, being who she is and Nicki is her sister, that Nicki would help her in whatever way that she can, but you can't count on that, right? You can't count on, just because your sister is huge or whatever, but I can understand what Ming feels like having a superstar sister like Nicki and being inspired off of her. I mean, what if Ming is talented and Nikki doesn't really understand it like that and she's studied it? And can you imagine Nikki being just listen, if you don't imagine anything else about this segment, just imagine Nikki being your sister. I mean, you can be inspired off of her, off of the boss woman that she is, or if you do have a little skill and you could write some rhymes, maybe Nikki, she inspires you like that. I'm just saying, open your mind up to that. You know what I'm saying? Potent, pondering, never pandering, never panhandling. Yo, please subscribe to this channel. Thumbs up the video. I don't know how long this video gonna be, but subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up the video. And yeah, I'm gonna holla at y'all later. Peace.